Welcome to Cathy's Quantum Energy Group Zoom call for February 20th, 2023. We're here on Cathy's website. To access the Zoom call, we're going to scroll down and look for this Zoom banner. We're going to click here and it'll take us right into the call. You may want to lower the volume on your speakers as the call will be live and loud. One moment, please.
So welcome everybody this morning. Happy Monday, happy President's Club. I want to show you, interestingly enough today, we didn't want any of the startup scans. So it looked like we just wanted a simple wonder click. I did a lot of Dr. Kersey's deeper scans, etc. We didn't want any of them, except we wanted the energy strands scan. So let's go ahead. Don't need to do that. Just go ahead and optimize. We're going to keep it real simple today, because then we're going to go into something else that might be thought-provoking.
We're in the new moon.
Yeah, what's this one supposed to be in reference to? I know it's always a fresh start.
New moon in Pisces. It's supposed to activate a lot.
Ooh, okay. Well, it's been doing that in my life, that's for sure.
Amen.
I do want to share some very sad news in a minute. I won't do it at this moment. Where are we? Here we go. So, okay, look. Oh my goodness, look what we want. We want a beneficial idea strand. That doesn't sound too bad. So let's put that in there. And there's a code. Let's see how
what that is. What does that mean?
Yeah, we actually, in fact, we're going to be going into a really interesting coincidence here. We're going to be talking a little bit more about what surrounds us and the fact that every beneficial idea we need is in there. So it's kind of interesting that we then didn't want any of the startup scans, and we didn't want anything other than this energy thing, and it gives us this. So see, we're a little stressed at this moment in time for beneficial ideas, but look at the potential. It goes all the way up to the top. Let's douse it up. Or maybe we'll get a beneficial idea today or two. Because the ideas are there. We don't need to generate them. They're there waiting for us to clear whatever stress is blocking them. Since that's a 102, I don't think we have to go into too much detail, but it might be interesting to see if we want the B2 on this one. No, or just for the sake of simplicity, we can always check the Shen. Okay, so now we're just going to let it be as it is, but over the weekend, we've had a very sad loss. I don't know if any of you remember Karen Webb, who occasionally came to the Zooms, and she was always a wealth of wisdom. And Karen, out of everybody I've ever known, exemplified unconditional love the most. And a few months ago, she was diagnosed with lymphoma, and she died Saturday night at, Sunday morning, 3:15 a.m. So I just want to share that with you and send our prayers to the family. It's a terrible loss, and we're seeing these kind of things more and more, and it got me to doing, when we did, I don't even know whichever scan it was we did last week, but our stress point was faith in God. And I got to thinking, well, what exactly is God? And started doing a little bit of brainstorming. And this is just a start, but it might lead into what we're going to do, for our empowerment group. But just a few things and a few codes that came up. And again, we get the codes. We don't know if they're pertinent to us or not, but you see knowledge of the true God. I wonder if we really know that, or is God some kind of big bearded person in the sky that gets mad at us? Some people are in a state of spiritual, emotional, or relational death, perhaps because they don't have this up here. And these are things, again, I'm just brainstorming. I'm open to other ideas. Free from confusion and defeat, knowledge of God. Now, this is one of the interesting things when you read, is that the energy of God is very precise. It's mathematically precise, which leads credibility to the idea that God is, much of what God is this matrix of information that surrounds us, and it is mathematically precise. In fact, everything is mathematic. Everything is frequency. There's nothing.
Agree.
Okay, good. There's nothing like it. I just put spiritual fruit of love in there because it seemed appropriate, because what you discover when you really do the research, and it's definitely what Jesus taught, is that God is love. So we want to
God is all that there is.
Oh,
Everywhere
yes, absolutely.
present.
Absolutely. That's all there is. So we wanted, now again, and we're just brainstorming, or I'm just brainstorming, but if you consider we're in this matrix of information, and this matrix of information is mathematical. In other words, we're a codified universe, and it would make sense that the higher our own voltage, which some people refer to as consciousness, the better the information we would be pulling in. So I've got optimal consciousness of soul and spirit. This one was interesting. Get down here. The living presence of the Creator is a current that now flows through the people of planet Earth. And then there's that genius strategies. That's why I'm so tickled that we came up with a strand to a good idea. In other words, we're all one. We're all connected anyway. If we get a non-beneficial strand, that can pull our consciousness or our voltage down, but the beneficial can pull it up. And it's funny, the genius strategies, they surround us. And now we're saying, hey, we'd like to accord to some ideas. Now, also, understand and access the alchemy of the human spirit. And this is what's thought-provoking, is that we have the potential to be all kinds of different things. In fact, that's God is all. So all that potential surrounds us. And that is something we can work with and access to be, we're not stuck with a blueprint we came in with and can't get out of. God exists as love. God is perfect unity. Now, this was another thing. God exists only in the present tense. We as humans have linear time. So we age, days pass, years pass, etc. But that's because of our dimension. But as far as God, there is no time. It's just the present tense. And so it makes sense if you want to really do some manifesting, you want to stay in the present tense. And again, everything for God is now. There are no limits. And interestingly enough, in a sense, that means there's no limits with us as well. But there are bigger pictures involved. We may not have done the work we need to do on our own consciousness, etc. But that's something I wanted to put in there. This kind of was interesting. Those who choose now align with a revival moment. That should have been movement. I'll have to fix that. Well, maybe it should be moment in the now. That will bring blessings to planet Earth. And they are seeing people, there does seem to be a revival going on among many. Ultimate power through the way of Christ. I put that in. This is not only for Christians. The reason I put that in is that's what Jesus preached over and over, is that it's all love. And that's, I'm hoping, what we can work with energetically ourselves. God can do things man hasn't thought about.
Cathy?
Yeah.
A lot of these, I don't understand, a lot of these are just truths. So why do they need numbers? It's just that's the way it is.
Yeah. They're just codes, and I don't know if the codes help or not, but it kind of exemplifies, and the words by themselves are so powerful, but it is a codified universe. So if if these codes are accurate and it's not just a bunch of chimpanzees throwing darts at a board, it could be helpful. But yeah, we don't need them. Words are our words. Our throat is a powerful resonator. And so
I recently sent one of your emails with codes on it to Rich Price for him to be helped by it. And he checked the codes out with his radionics machine, and he said they all checked out very cleanly.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. My heart was stopping for a minute. Well, here's the thing with the Grab-A-Voy. There's been a change to where now you can just about put anything in and you get a code. And in a sense, that bothers me, but I'm so thrilled to hear that.
Right.
So,
right. Well, I guess we have to trust the process, because
yes,
if the numbers are true and we're just, I guess, somehow it is connected. Maybe just asking for codes connects to a higher consciousness to bring the codes through in the way that Grab-A-Voy uses higher consciousness.
Yes.
Agreed.
Yes. So yeah, that's exactly right. So this image, I wanted to add again, this is the image, the Hebrew image of God. And very often we ask for that in our scans. Activate the latent alchemy of sovereignty. The idea God does not change. You may see some different results because our energy changes. Okay, I think I'll get that out of there. So again, then I just typed this in and got another code. God's character is constant, but changes on man's part can access different attributes of that character. This was an interesting one. I thought we'd add it. Walk with God, display strength, and take action to serve others. And then I put all in a perfect and correct way, because you can't force yourself on others. And so far, finally, explore, study, dissect, discern, and experience the many aspects of God and realization. This is a big one. Realization that all informational systems and sets of data exist within God's knowledge, which, in other words, around us, surrounded, all the data is there. I think biblically they talk about every hair on our head is numbered. If a sparrow falls, it's recorded, that kind of thing. So we're in the midst of this phenomenal knowledge. Now, let's just go up here. Now this sun is glaring.
By the way, Rich is putting codes, Grab-A-Voy codes, into his, into his machine, radionics machine, and he sends them to people, and then he checks in the machine to see if it was sent, or if he needs to send it again or whatever, and the machine will say the job is done. Like the codes have been received as light codes, and they don't, and the people who have received them don't need it more.
Yes. That's why I like to test with the dowser for priority, because very often just a little bit does it.
Right.
Thank you. Another thing, and again, check for priority. These codes can be very, very powerful just chanted. And you don't need any kind of machine for that. The most powerful machine ever, gadget, is what we came in with, our own energy systems. And so a lot of people without any gadgets go to healingnumbers.info and just search for codes. And they can then repeat these codes.
Well, I find when I repeat them, the universe is in charge of my ability to repeat them and will shut my mind down, and I'm unable to repeat them after several repeats.
Yes, isn't that interesting?
It's amazing how controlled we are by our higher consciousness.
You got it.
Absolutely.
So just for the heck of it, let's just scan this list and see if at this moment in time there's anything we want to pay. All right, so there's we want walk with God, display strength, and take action to serve others, and optimal consciousness of soul and spirit. That doesn't sound too bad. Let's add that in. And then let's just see where we are.
Hey, Cathy.
Yeah.
Would you send that list out?
Absolutely. It's not quite done. Can I go ahead and finish it? Or do you want it just as it is today?
Sorry about that. I was on mute. I said it's just a wonderful, wonderful list.
Let me send what I got.
It would be so beneficial, but finish it for sure. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I can send what I got today, and then I'll finish it up and send the whole list.
That'd be great.
That's kind of like that remarkable healing scan. I'm not quite done with that, which is why I haven't sent it out.
Yeah, but that's fabulous too.
And
Sounds
let's
good.
just see. Okay, we want the good old wonder click. Let's see if we do want the remarkable healing scan. Usually what I'm doing is just nope, we don't need it today. So we want that good old wonder click. Let's just kind of focus. Well, working on our brains today. And again, all subtle. Working on our blueprint. There's that heat, impression correction. Okay. Let's start with our CPU and just look at the life force at this moment in time of the brain. And of course, this is for a group of people. Not bad. A little bit of stress there, but now we see this stress related to the heat or inflammation. Let's just take a look at that. We'll see that's something we want to do a little bit more work on. See if we want the field generator for 5G. We've got a little bit of perverse energy. Put it. Here's another one just added over the weekend. So the P4, I think, is doing what it needs to do. And it doesn't hurt when you see an organ mentioned to check the life force.
Speaking of white light, just a reminder to everybody to put on their armor of God today.
Yes. Look, okay, let's see if we want it as well. Yeah, we can do it with our... Is anybody else doing that image cycling still, by the way? Well, that's another good thing you can have. Yeah, we'll take that armor of God. Do you see that?
Yeah.
Let me see. Having a little trouble seeing outside. I think outside sitting will be without a computer in the future. Uh, well, we'll get it. And I'm going to have to move our little pictures here. Here we go. Ridiculous. Here we go. Let's do the master armor. I'll just do the simple armor of God. Okay, I'm going to take 14 hours. This protozoa, that's something we're going to have to focus on at some point. Let's look at this. Oh, okay. I don't have to look at that too closely today, I don't think. The more you do this, the better it seems to balance out with just one click. Anyway, so that gives us an idea. So I wanted to ask you all a few thoughts as this goes. Now let me show you real quickly where we are with the virus. We may just about be done. Oh, we are done. Okay, so we had taken most recently 12 hours on this one. Okay, that one's clear, so let's do the next. There we go.
Can we get that list that you just showed?
Yeah, I sent that out. Did you get it yesterday?
I don't remember getting it.
Yeah, it should be in there. Yeah, let me know if not, but yeah, I sent it out.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Are we going to get all this?
You have this already. Oops. You have the virus list. I sent that out yesterday.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah. See, so again, you see it's so interesting that little demonic thing gets checked. And so I'm just going to keep doing it. It's one of the more interesting things I think I've ever seen with this work. So we're starting with the 2 minutes. We'll get to see what happens when we click it. But that's what's been happening with that. And now going back to our and I think we can even take care of this in a very short time. If we were to look at some of the negative energy that seems to be out there, and I don't think there's any question, and you're hearing a lot of talk about it, and referring to it as satanic, demonic, etc. But we also know that you don't fight that kind of thing. What you do is send love. So I was wondering, on Mondays, we do have some energy to do that with our software. If you all wanted to think of any focus for the group that we could send at 528 hertz, which is the solfeggio frequency of love, to whom it may concern. Does anybody have any thoughts on this? We don't want to interfere. We might just want to send it to ourselves. But any thoughts? Any situations on the planet that we could test for priority to send this energy?
It's Karen.
Yeah.
We test for priority to send the 528 hertz to Putin.
Oh, well, let's test it. Well, I like to see a 70 or higher, but I like that thought. What else?
Out our lost souls.
Ah. Well, look at that. We get a 91. Shall we do that?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's do a little something here now. I don't know how many of you have the Pro Tools, so let's just work with the SRC. I'm having such a heck of a time here seeing. But if you have Pro Tools, and do you think we could make this a focus for this week till next Monday?
Sure.
All right, let's just do. All right, let's do it. So we've got a lot of cocktails in here, but in reference to this, but the 528 hertz, hang on, and if you get a chance to read up what Dr. Lynn Horowitz has to say about this, it's really interesting. And let's just see. And I guess the other thing we want to talk about too, which maybe we can go into that a little bit more as days go by, is our intent with doing this. We have to realize we have the capability of making this kind of difference. The intent is the whole deal. It doesn't matter what we do, if it's affirmations or tapping or any kind of gadget. If some deep down on an unconscious level, we really don't think it doesn't work, it's not going to work. So we have to realize that we have been given the strength and we have that power to work together for this kind of thing. Does that make sense?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, thanks. So this is something actually, and you know, these kind of things just sometimes take moments every day. Let's see what we got. And of course, the pericardium, that makes a lot of sense because that is relationships. Let's see how far down we can go. Well, it's going to. And again, you've done right now with this. That's all you have to do. If you want to, you know, look around a little, that's always good, but it's not necessary. So we are done. Actually, that's it for today. Happy Monday to everybody.
Thank you, Cathy. You have a beautiful day, too.
Thank you. Everybody take care.
Everybody-
Thanks, Kathy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Everybody have a great day.
Thank you.